Welcome, Sagittarius. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for April the 18th through to the 24th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we get to the energy of the cards, thank you. Thank you so much for the beautiful energy, the positive, loving, supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. Truly, thank you so, so much. Let's get to you. You know what? We start with the Hierophant. And so I immediately went to your spirituality card when I saw the Hierophant as your first card, because that is a very spiritual card. And we've got the Knight of Swords. I don't usually reveal these cards. I lay them all out. I lay about 22 cards out for you. But there's only certain ones that I gravitate to for the weeklies. And then the monthlies is more, and a personal readings would be all. But if I don't lay all the cards out, then they would have the wrong placements if I was just to lay out a mini, or at least that's my feeling. That's what I feel would happen. So I don't do it. I lay them all out. And they give me hints and clues on how to read the other cards anyways. I just may not include them, but I wanted to include this one because it's the Knight of Swords. And so this is this vitality. This is the strength, this overpowering strength when it comes to your spirituality. So you are strong in spirit this week. I mean, tap into your guides, tap into your angels, God, the universe. Pay attention to the signs and the symbols and the omens that come to you, and you know, what you download and the epiphanies that you have. I mean, write them down this week, okay? Because you might want to revisit some of the intuitive things that happened to you this week. Could be very strong, very powerful, could lead you to a very successful path going forward. In fact, failure is not even in this vocabulary. It's championing a cause. The cause needs to be you. But we'll go back to your first card, which is the Hierophant. And it's wanting a balance. It's wanting a balance and obtaining it through your spirituality. It's doing the right thing, which is not always the easiest thing. And it is demanding a balance this week in your life based on your morals, on your values. But really tap into your energy this week when it comes to your spirituality. This is a week definitely to meditate, definitely to pray, to allow those aha moments to come in, to allow yourself to go into trance. And trance is just a natural part of being human. Okay, when you're sitting there and you're watching a movie and all of a sudden the credits are rolling and you're like, what happened? How did I miss it? I was staring right at it. But you completely blank out, or someone's talking to you and all of a sudden you know they want you to answer them and you have no idea what they were saying because you just went somewhere else. Or you're driving to work and all of a sudden you're at work and you can't remember if you ran the red light or you stopped at the stop sign or when you made that turn, or because you went into trance. And it's just a natural part of being human. So pay attention to what comes to you, what thought processes come to you, what spirit is trying to help you work out in your life, because there could be some very bold answers there. Now, we have the Queen of Wands. So, decisions cannot be made on impulse this week. You have to think things through. You have to gather all the information. Now, she's a very creative energy, but she's also the deep thinker. When you make a decision with the Queen of Wands energy, you never have to look back at that decision. So it's weighing out things in your life this week, asking qualifying questions in order to make the right decision, in order to go forward. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, and this is the give and take. So it really depends on your past here, on how this card will play out in the placement it has. If you have done good, things will come back good. If you have done bad, then Things may come back bad on you. And I think it, it's a pentacles, so it has to do probably with finances. So on one side of the coin, we look at it and we say, you've worked hard, and now the abundance comes in. Something happens to bring you some kind of abundance, some kind of windfall. On the other hand, if you have been sloppy with your money, you haven't been paying attention to it, and chances are something's going to come back to haunt you this week, something that you have to look at, something that you have to do, something that you have to address in order to make things right going forward. Okay, so this is really a balance coming into play. So if you've been, saving every penny and working very hard and diligently to build that nest egg, then chances are you're going to receive, it could be a tax payout where you didn't think you were going to get taxes back and now you are, or they've made an error and they're righting the wrong themselves, and so you get a refund of some sort, or it could be an insurance payout, it could be a court settlement, just to name a few ways that the money could flow back to you. We have the Lovers. Now this is the undercurrent of the week, so embrace passion, joy, happiness, the things that bring you passion. Dive into it this week. Celebrate your passion, your happiness, your joy. Okay, this could be creative ideas, creative opportunities. Put yourself into it. Dive into it. Embrace it. Now, it could be love deepening in your life, absolutely, when this card shows up. But I think it's the love for what you do. It enhances, it grows. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, it's all about the dreams. It's the wish card. What do you want? Put it out to the universe. I mean, I already talked about how well you can communicate with Spirit, God, your angels this week. So throw up what you truly want and put passion behind it. Dream big. Grow those dreams. It's going to be it's the overall energy. So that's where you want to put your attention this week, in growing your dreams, in asking for the manifestation to happen, or asking for the tools so that you can manifest it, or the wisdom, the empowerment, or the courage. We have the Nine of Wands. This is our fears, this is our anxieties, chaos that we've had to walk through, fires that we've walked through, sorrow, sadness that we've walked through. Now, each one of those wands represents some kind of chaos in our life, or worry, or anxiety, or fears. Look at the one you're holding, how gnarled it is at the bottom. It brought you wisdom. It brought you new beginnings. It brought you new ways of thinking. Every one of those wands has new growth on it. A white rose representing new paths forward, new opportunities, new challenges, new beginnings. So don't look at your chaos in your past as something that has pulled you down, worn you out. It was put there so that you would gain the wisdom, so that you could step onto a new path. As we go towards this weekend and into next week, we start with the Eight of Swords. And this is changing our perception. Our perceptions start to change here this weekend after the full moon. So life could be a lot less cluttered going into next week. We could see a little clearer. We could have a better understanding. The blinders could come off and we can see ways forward that weren't available to us. Before they were available, we just couldn't see them in the way we were thinking in our thought processes. And it's with the Nine of Swords and the Page of Wands. So our worries, our fears, our anxieties, the things that keep us up to the wee hours of the morning. And you know what? Here we are, and we are thinking outside the box. We are thinking of brand new ways of going forward. So it is releasing the regret, realizing we don't need to have the regret, where we thought we dropped the ball, where we thought we should have done an action and we didn't, or we did do the action and we shouldn't have. It's not worrying about our yesterdays and looking forward to new beginnings, new ways of approaching our path, stepping into our path. This is, you know, there's no box. It's not thinking outside the box. There is no box. It's how creative we can be with our thoughts and not allowing our yesterdays to impact keeping our minds small or keeping our avenues lessened, or it's not allowing the limitations of yesterday to impede our future, our success of tomorrow. So that could be where our perceptions change. We think, you know, I've always done it this way, and, you know, I'm just going to do it that way again. No, you're going to change it up. You're going to say, I can do this. I can be that. I can move forward in this way. Why hadn't I ever thought of moving forward in this way before? Because remember, we are gaining new perceptions. The blinders are falling off. We can see a new way forward where we couldn't see it before. For love, relationships, we have the devil. You know, you emerge as a new person here. I would have to say, you know, this is a week where we don't want to stress ourselves out on the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff this week when it comes to relationships. Where there was regret, where there was sadness, where there was arguments, where there was walls going up. It's like you raise yourself above all that. And this week with the devil, the phoenix rising out of the ashes, it's almost like this new beginning in love for yourself. And you could be in a relationship for the last 50 years, but it is a new beginning for you in love this week. You have a new perception or a new understanding of what it means to be loved or what it means to love. This could very much be where a past relationship has kind of formed you into a way of thinking of what you need to be or how you need to act or in a relationship. And it was never true, but it was your perception. And breaking free of that perception, understanding it for what it was, and seeing where there is new life in love, new passion, new sensuality, new togetherness. It's like you are liberated and freed from past relationships, past thoughts. So if you're looking for love, I mean, this is beautiful because this just kind of releases you from all that old baggage or something with the old baggage of yesterday. It allows you to love and be loved with a pureness attached to it. So meditate on that. What are you carrying along in your baggage of past relationships and how it formed your opinion of who you need to be in the relationship, how you need to act, how much you need to give, how much you need to take? For career, money, finances, the Two of Wands, you're really being drawn into a certain path. Something keeps calling out to you, and it's going to call very strongly to you this week, trying to pull you into a certain way of doing things, maybe addressing one of your talents or abilities that you've really kept in shadow, bringing it out into the opening, utilizing it, showing people what you've got. So, you might have been thinking all along about a business idea, or a new business idea may pop into your head where you can earn extra income on top of the day job. Or maybe it's looking at a new career altogether, or a new place to work, or stepping up to the plate when it comes to the job that you're in, and showing how much more you can be, how much more you can do, different projects where you could be utilized better. But you're definitely being pulled into a certain pathway here. Now, this card has come up a couple of times. I'm calling it the fate train. That you're being pulled into a direction that you might not have walked into on your own accord, but everything seems to be pushing you or pulling you into a certain direction. Pay close attention to it. It could drive you home to the success you always wanted. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.